Okay, Facebook, this is Frank Vandy. It is Monday, October 10th, here in Chicago. It's kind of well, it was a beautiful day to start out. Now it's getting kind of cold. The rain's coming in. I think we're going to be somewhere in the 40s tomorrow night. So I am excited to come here live to you tonight. Um, as you guys start getting on here, if you could do me a favor, well, do me a couple of favors, actually. Um, just let me know. We're working on a new setup here tonight. Every time we've gone live before, I've always used my cell phone. Actually, I have this actually kind of a cool little device that we always use. You can put your cell phone in here, or you can put a camera in there, and we've always used that. And it's worked out okay, but we wanted to kind of do a couple upgrades here. Just drop me a note and let me know, hey, Janet, how you doing? Just let me know that you can hear me and see me. We also have a new light here that we're testing out to give it a little more brightness, especially as it's now winter here. So, let me know how the sound is and as we go along. So, also, if you're watching this live, drop me a note and just tell me you're here live. And I'm going to cover some great information with you tonight on how to really get started with the keto diet and how to be successful right out of the bat. If you guys have questions along the way that you want me to answer, just drop them in the descriptions. Catherine's over here helping me out, and she's going to kind of try to keep an eye on this. And between the two of us, we'll get any of your questions answered as well. If you're watching this on replay, just drop a little message in there and tell me you are watching on replay. So thanks, Janet. Appreciate it on the sound check there. So again, I want to talk about my 5 best tips to starting the keto diet. And I've actually, for this one, I just want to make sure that I've got this in line and I cover everything, important points that I wanted to cover with you guys. So I got some notes here. So for those of you guys who follow us on Facebook, we started this group called Keto Crushers. I'm really excited about that group, by the way. We've got almost 300 members in that group. It's a wonderful group, very active. And last week I put a poll out there and I asked the members of the group to weigh in and tell me, how long they've been following keto diet. And what we found out is about 92% of the people had been following the keto diet for less than 6 months. So that tells you it's really new and people are very interested in it. Out of that 92%, a huge portion of it had only been doing it about 1 month. So I want to get on here and based on that really offer kind of our 5 biggest tips to getting onto the keto diet. So we'll get started. So tip number 1 is I really encourage you at the beginning when you start on the keto diet to track your macros. And if you don't know what a macro is, there's 3 macronutrients. It's fat, it's carbohydrates, and it's protein. And a keto diet is, you should really be at about 70% of your 70% or more of your total calories come from fat. So you get high fat. You also are going to get moderate protein. So about 20 to 25% of your macros are going to be protein, and then about 5% is going to be carbohydrates. So when you first start out, it's really confusing to know, how your macros are they in line. So, this is not something I think you need to do for long periods of time, but I think when you first start, you do want to track your macros. So there's a great app called Carb Manager, absolutely free. Whenever I do any private kind of counseling with people on the keto diet, I always encourage them to get this because it really lays it out in a nice, easy way. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to show it to you just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see it. Great. You get an idea of what it looks like. So on the top right corner, there's actually a plus button, and when you hit that, you can enter in your food. And I'll tell you, it has probably almost every type of food that you would ever want. And you signify what meal you want, and you put in the food, and it'll go in and it calculates the macros for you. So if I scroll up here, you probably won't be able to read it, but it's going to list all the food that I ate for the day. But the screen I really want to show you is a second screen, and it's called In Depth. This is pretty cool. It actually lays out for you kind of how your macros lay out for the day. So this is actually, I put in my food for the day so that I could take a look at this. And so as of right now, I am at about 77% fat. So that's good news. About 20% protein and 4% carbs. So I'm right on target. Probably before the night's over, I'm going to have a couple fat bombs just to get that fat up just a little bit more even. But great. So Carb Manager is the name of the app. Highly recommend this. I think honestly, after a couple weeks, once you get the hang of the keto diet, you can probably stop tracking, but I do recommend it at the very beginning. So point 2 is avoiding the keto flu. So I'm going to bring Catherine on here and ask her to kind of talk about this a little bit as well, because
I had the keto flu.
You did. Now, I was fortunate. I did not. I mean, I stepped into keto and felt great from day one. Yeah. But just like it sounds, the keto flu is flu-like symptoms. And what's going on, when you're on a high-carb American diet, your body is taking all those carbs and it's converting it to glucose. So you're really burning sugar. When you go into the keto diet and you keep those carbs down, your body switches over to ketones, right? And it's just that adaptive period in between. For some people, you can get what's known as the keto flu. So I'll let Catherine kind of describe it to you and maybe what you can do about it.
Yeah, and it really is mimics like an actual flu. I was very, very tired. I had to take naps. It was a good thing I could take my naps at that time, but I took naps, or I would just kind of rest for a little bit. But I did that for a few days till I regained my energy. I didn't feel like that all day, just kind of in the mid-afternoon time. I had a dull headache, so I had to work through that. And then some people can get an upset stomach as well when they're experiencing the keto flu. And I've had so many people say, gosh, I just don't feel good when I'm starting. I get it. It is a real thing. But I understood the benefits of being in ketosis and starting this journey, and so I was not willing to go ahead and grab those carbs again just to get rid of that headache and that fatigue and that upset stomach. So I made it through. Luckily, it didn't take too long for me. It was maybe 5 days or so. Some people, I think, can have 7 days, maybe 10. It just depends on your body and how many carbs and things that you're trying to flush out of your system. So be patient with yourself. It's really, really worth it.
So let me, I'll recommend 4 things to you guys if you do start to feel having symptoms of the keto flu. And there's 4 things that really can help, because what's happening is you're losing you need to replenish some electrolytes. So the first thing is water. Drink a lot of water. Actually, I recommend that for everybody, just in general. And
maybe more water than you're used to. I mean, you really have to use that. Water is what's going to help flush your system. So that's super important.
Right. So
next one, pink Himalayan sea salt. You can buy this anywhere now. Stores all over the place are carrying it. And while it might sound funny and it might taste a little, take a little getting used to have that extra salt in your diet, that is also key. Your body needs that along with that extra water. And the more that you just put it on top of your food that you're eating, but get it in and make sure you're getting enough salt.
Sea salt is very different than table salt. It's very healthy for you. It has a ton of minerals, and the pink Himalayan sea salt has even more minerals than regular sea salt. So it's great. I don't know if we buy this at Aldi maybe or somewhere. Yeah, but you buy it anyway. Yeah. Talk about this. Magnesium.
Okay. So a little extra magnesium. Most people are very deficient in this, and so I just add this to my diet 1 a day, and that also helped me recuperate much quicker and get over that keto flu.
Right, and the last thing I will recommend to you is exogenous ketones. Catherine and I use these every day. It actually it's bound to a sodium, so you get a little bit extra sodium. But those ketones that you get in the diet to really help kind of stave off that keto flu. So I'll put a link somewhere in the description when this is done, so that you guys can take a look at that. So, okay, thank you. All right, so number 3, really important on keto diet is this is a nice little adage. It says planning and prep are keys to your success. Didn't quite rhyme, but it sounds like it. Being prepared on the keto diet for your food and what you're going to eat every day is really important. I'll tell you a quick story. When we first started the keto diet, we were probably maybe 2 weeks in. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was hot. We were outside working in the yard all day, and we came in and we really didn't have anything. We hadn't really thought through dinner. So I was getting a little bit hungry, hangry, I think is the term, and I got frustrated. And I actually remember telling Catherine, I'm done. This is too difficult. And actually, thank God she had a calm head about it and kind of kept us in line. And we managed to get through that dinner. But it taught us a valuable lesson that we really need to be prepared to have food, to have snacks, so that when we're hungry, we have something. So here, I will tell you, it's hard to go to the store. It's getting better. There are some keto snacks out there, but it's hard to go to the store. You know, it's like buying a bag of chips. That's carbs. That's easy, but finding keto friendly isn't always easy. But with a little bit of thought, and we share a lot of these recipes in our Keto Crushers group, you can really be prepared. So sorry, this is open. But this is just a little bag of salami that we bought from Aldi. You can see they're little pieces. All we did the other day is we lined a baking sheet with some tin foil at 350 degrees. We lined them up on the baking sheet. I cooked them for about, I think, 15 minutes, and they got nice and crisp like a chip. And then we ate them with cheese. I actually ate some that day watching the Alabama football tide, watching the Alabama football game. You know, we were dipping them in pesto, and it's a great keto snack. So, you know, it really goes for dinner and breakfast. Just, you know, think it through and be prepared. And, you know, we're here to help you with that at all. So that's a really important key. Point number 4, keto is high fat. It's not low carb. Okay, and it's a big distinction. While it is a low carb diet, you heard me say you only get 5% of your calories from carbs. The high fat is the important part, because here's what happens. So if you've heard our story, we've been looking for about a year trying to figure out how to lose weight. So right before last Christmas, we started a group, a low carb Facebook group, and I think about 30 people joined us, and we did a 21-day challenge where we're going to give up all sugar and then get as many carbs as possible. And I apologize if I tortured anybody through that period, because what you find out when you take your carbs down and you don't give yourself an alternate fuel source like fat, right? What you've done is you've robbed yourself from all your fuel. So right now, if you're not on keto, you're running on carbs, whereas on keto, you really run on fat and your body produces ketones. When you pull both of those down, it can be a pretty miserable experience, and a lot of people have a hard time sticking with it. So again, keto, you just, the best thing you can do is get comfortable with the idea that it's high fat and it's actually going to be healthy for you. So people, when they think of fat, they think I'm eating bacon and butter all day. And you know, while that is a nice part of the keto diet, honestly, you don't have to do that. You can. There's a lot of great healthy fat sources out there. You know, things like coconut oil, avocado oils, MCT oils, macadamia nuts. All those type of things are really healthy. Yeah, Catherine just pointed out to me, she did a little swimming motion there for me. You know, healthy fish like salmon, you know, real high fat fishes. I mean, there's a ton of great fats. So, you know, the sooner you can get mentally over that hurdle, which was difficult for us, it took a while. But when you get over that hurdle and can really get those fats up to that 75-80% range, that's when you really start to see the weight loss and the high energy. And so my 5th and final point tonight is, it's really important when you start the keto diet, and I think partially because there's, and maybe it's not quite in the social norm yet, although it's getting there, to partner with somebody. You know, I already told you the story that Catherine kind of saved us with the keto diet that day by, you know, not letting me give up and walk away on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys about it tonight. But, you know, really have someone that you can partner with, whether it be a friend or, you know, again, I'll highly encourage you, if you haven't already joined our Keto Crushers group, join that group. It's a wonderful group. We've had people come in there and talk about how fearful they are of the keto diet or how they're struggling. And it's amazing to see the people in that group rise up and really help and jump in and help each other out. So tons of great recipes and, you know, people just inspiring stories of people really getting fit and healthy. So, you know, whether it's Keto Crushers or somebody else, you know, and you're on that keto diet, have someone there that you can kind of depend on. And you can always count on Catherine and I. We're really passionate about this. We'll be here to kind of help, you know, to do whatever you need and to help you. So let me give you a couple of shameless plugs here. Again, so that Keto Crushers group is facebook.com/groups/Keto Crushers, all one word, Crushers with a K. We also have a YouTube channel, just kind of getting started with that. That is Frank and Kat's Keto Journey. Some great recipes, pizza, the blackened salmon, lots of stuff out there. And then we also have a fan page, is Frank and Kat's Keto Journey as well. So I don't know, did you see any questions come through? No. So guys, if you have questions on any of these points or you need help, again, feel free to reach out to Catherine and I. We'll check this. We'll check the stream here later tonight, and if there's any questions, we'll try to get an answer for you. So Hopefully we look forward to hearing from you guys, and God bless. Have a great night. Thanks.